Maurice Jnr, the midfielder, who would have thought his VFL game was pretty exceptional on the weekend against the Giants, and a very, very nice win from the Tigers, winning by 12 points, 13-14-92 to 12-8-80 against the Giants, who were in third spot on the ladder. I think they'd lost the last couple of games, but they're a pretty good side. I think they had 14 or 15 AFL listed players playing. So a super impressive win on the road by our VFL boys. With a side that's starting to get a few more players back. And yeah, they're looking okay. But looking at some of the stats, leading disposal getter was actually Joel Garner, who had a really, really good game. 30 disposals, 5 marks, 5 tackles, 9 clearances. He's one of those players that it's kind of, when you see numbers like that, you wonder how he wasn't maybe looked at for the mid-season draft. But super game from Joel Garner. In terms of Richmond listed players, Juddy Clarke led the way for the Tigers AFL listed players. 27 disposals, 2 goals, 1. 8 marks, 1 tackle, 1 clearance. He was prolific on the wing. Again, I think he just displayed the pace he's got, the weapons he's got with his ball use by foot, the good decisions that he makes, and the goal sense he has as well. I think a lot of us actually forgot how quick he was and how much pace he adds to the side. He has to be very, very, very close to a call-up. I think we have to try and slot him in onto a wing in our AFL side. Not sure at whose expense that's going to be at, but he was seriously impressive again. That's 2 weeks in a row now that he's really ticked a lot of boxes and had a bit of wow factor. And he just adds a lot of pace and a lot of class, especially with ball movement and hitting targets up the ground in an attacking position. You got to get him in. That was a great game. Next for the AFL listed players, Maurice Jnr. Now, for those who didn't watch the VFL game, I don't say this very lightly, but Maurice, that was quite comfortably the best game I've ever seen him play for the club, albeit at VFL level, but he played as a midfielder the whole game. 4-quarter effort, didn't play 2 quarters and fade for 2, didn't play 3 and fade for 1. He played for the full 4 quarters consistently as a midfielder. 25 disposals, 2 marks, 8 tackles, 5 clearances, and 2 goals. It was a really, really good game from him. He was doing link-up, he was working hard, he was actually getting back defensively as well and actually starting chains of ball movement from the defensive 50 as well, with a lot of 1-2 link-up plays, weaving his way through the middle of the ground, and he was actually hitting his targets too with these little 25, 30-metre kicks to then run past again and get the next ball. It was a really impressive display. I think we have categorically found his spot as a footballer, as a midfielder. He will not make it as a small forward. He just doesn't have the ability to stay in the game for long enough. And playing small forward's a tricky role, but he is a much better player up and around the ball, gets confidence, and that game will do him wonders. And look, is it enough to come back into the AFL system? Probably not. I mean, it's a great game, but it's a game in isolation. So I'd love to see that type of game again next week and the week after as a midfielder. But it then begs the question, if you then bring him back into AFL level, what position are you going to play him in? Because it's the Tyler Sonsie conversation all over again. If he smashes it in the midfield, just play him as a midfielder. I know that maybe seems like it's a blanket answer, but I've always thought even at AFL level, Maurice would do his best work as a midfielder, and even just up the ground higher. Don't let him flounder as a half forward or a forward pocket. He's just not going to get there. But I think he adds another dimension to the midfield as well. Speed, chasing, tackling. It's a good point of difference to have. I think back to Cosy Pickett, Liam Ryan, players like that, and he can do that for us. I don't know at whose expense. That's a future me problem to try and work out. But I want to see this again for the next couple of weeks. It was super impressive. I'm sure the club will have some highlights up of some description if you didn't see it. But he was good. He was really, really good. Jacob Blight, another very good game from Jacob Blight. 23 disposals, 11 marks, 1 tackle. He was solid again. Foot disposals all okay again. I'm not sure what else he has to do to put his hand up for a game. That's 2 big games in a row. Obviously, Campbell Gray in the AFL side's doing some good things too. I would be equally as happy if it was Blight in or Campbell Gray. I think both are offering very, very good things currently. So he's putting his best foot forward. James Trezise, 18 disposals, 1 goal, 4 tackles, 6 marks. Again, another really good performance. And this is why these games are kind of good, because it's putting pressure on the guys at AFL level to perform at a high enough level to make sure they hold their spot. So it puts pressure on players like Ralph Smith, on Campbell Gray, even Ben Miller when I'm talking about defenders for Jacob Blight. and it maybe gets a better performance out of them at the higher level, which is good. Jasper Alga, 15 disposals, 6 marks, 1 tackle. Didn't hit the scoreboard, so a little bit disappointed he didn't get any goals on the weekend. But he's still thereabouts. I'm still enjoying what he's doing. Samson Ryan, 13 disposals, 1 goal, 6 marks, 3 tackles. Thought he did okay. 4 marks. 4 marks, read the wrong line there. And 16 hitouts, 2 clearances. Lefau, 11 disposals, 4 marks, 4 tackles, 2 behinds. He's getting close to being able to play AFL football. I still like the prospect of him being alongside Lynch as a bit more of an experienced... When I say experienced, I mean more mature in age and physical size than what Jonty Fall and Sims are. Although Sims played a ripper game in the AFL. And Fall did okay too. I'm just wary that at one point in time they will get tired and will need a chop out. And I think Lefau is the obvious one to come in at that point in time when that occurs. Tyler Young, 10 disposals, 4 marks, 1 tackle. Cozzy, 10 disposals, 5 marks, 2 tackles, a clearance. There you go. And again, I do want to give a shout out to Jacob Kazitsky. Like, we know he's pretty well down the pecking order from an AFL standpoint, but what he's doing at VFL level is really allowing our other players to develop and grow and flourish in our system. And it's such a great role that he's being able to do for us. And I just want to give him a shout out because I think it's important. What he does at VFL level for us is so important for our future and development. And I really do appreciate it. Hayes Brown, 10 disposals, 3 marks, 1 tackle, 25 hitouts, 3 clearances. Again, another reasonably okay game from Hayes Brown. He's definitely developing and showing some good signs. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he keeps going over the next couple of years. Jacob Bauer, 10 disposals, 3 goals, which was really, really good. 4 marks, 2 tackles. A much, much improved effort from last week. I think I said earlier that last week, his last quarter was really good. The first 3 were rubbish, but he had a really good game on the weekend. And for me, a lot of it was more to do with he wasn't trying to take mark of the year every time the ball was near him. He actually kept his feet grounded, or he jumped at the right time for the right ball. He actually was timing his runs and jumps better, and they were more relevant. And it allowed him to stay in the contest a bit more. And his goal kicking was good too. So that was a really good bounce back game for Jacob Bauer. Oh, my voice just broke then. Well done. So that was, I'm happy for him, and that was really good. Noah Bolter, 10 disposals, 3 marks, 1 tackle. I mean, it's a bit of a nothing game, if I'm being totally honest. He didn't really look fully engaged and interested. I know it's his own fault he's in this position, so I don't want to take away from that. But I'm feeling like the whole curfew thing's getting to him a little bit with the inconsistency and being able to play in game time. I'm guessing he's probably going to be selected at AFL level when he went for the Sydney game. But he didn't do anything wrong in the VFL game. He just felt like he was going at about half pace just to get through and tick the legs over, to be honest. And Liam Fawcett, 5 disposals, 3 tackles, 1 behind. A bit of a quiet game from Fawcett. Competed well, competed hard in the air. Obviously would want to see a bit more for him in the future because he's probably competing with Lefau now to be sort of one of that next in line for a game at VFL level. But a very, very good win from the VFL boys. That's against a quality opponent as well. You couldn't ask for much more. But yeah, some great performances. Juddy Clarke and Maurice Rioli, and to a lesser extent, Jacob Blight. The real highlights from that game. Juddy Clarke, for me, we've got to find a spot for him sooner rather than later. He's just showing way too much class and way too much value at VFL level that we need at AFL level. So hopefully we can find a way to squeeze him in. But there you go. That's the VFL update. Let us know anything in the comments below. Did you watch the game? What did you think? And I want to give a massive thanks to everybody who tuned into the live VFL watch along as well. I appreciate all the love and support. It was good fun. And make sure you like and subscribe for more Richmond content below. And I'll see you for the next one. Go Tigers.